Hello and welcome. I am Ladi Akiridoluale. Tonight, Borno State government confirms 14 deaths from fresh outbreak of cholera in 8 local government areas of the state. Federal government approves 6 trillion naira strategic plan for national health development for the next 5 years. Demand for restructuring of Nigeria continues as senior lawyers and rights activists call for urgent action from the federal government. And 2 Russian nationals named as suspects in the attempted murder of former Russian spy Sergei Skripal.
On business news tonight, OPEC Secretary General Mohammed Barkindo expects global oil consumption to hit 100 million barrels per day later this year, advocates stable environment to meet rising demand.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria Football Federation bans Super Eagles coach Salisu Yusuf from all football activities for 1 year following bribery allegations.
And from Abuja, a group obtains 45.5 million naira nomination form for President Muhammadu Buhari ahead of the 2019 presidential election.
Tonight from Borno State in northeast Nigeria, where the state government has confirmed the death of 14 persons following an outbreak of cholera. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Haruna Mishelia, says the death of the persons is suspected to be from acute watery diarrhea, AWD. According to him, a total of 250 acute watery diarrhea cases have so far been treated in the state.
80 cases of acute watery diarrhea have been reported with 14 deaths, which I might add, the 14 deaths might not all be as a result of acute watery diarrhea and vomiting, but once you die in the area where we have cases, the cases are reported. Over 250 cases have been treated and discharged. As an additional effort, active case search is ongoing as WHO engages nearly 200 community health champions who are currently searching for cases in each household, reporting and referring them to appropriate treatment centers. It is hoped that these measures will reverse the current trend of surge as soon as possible. Laboratory confirmation of samples of 8 suspected cholera cases sent to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control Laboratory, Abuja. The Borno State Ministry of Health officially declares an outbreak of cholera in some few areas. This official declaration has become important to enable the state's partners and NGOs to mobilize adequate resources for a timely and comprehensive response to the outbreak, which presently concentrates around Medina 2 and El Miskin IDP camps, Bolori and Maiduguri area and the suburbs around them.
The Borno State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Haruna Mishelia. And it appears the federal government is getting more concerned about developments in the health sector as the Federal Executive Council approves the sum of 6.07 trillion naira for a comprehensive healthcare plan in the country today. The Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, explains that the new plan, which will run from this year to 2022, will reduce maternal mortality by 31%. He also reiterates government's promise to eliminate cholera in the country in 5 years. Our State House correspondent, Gloria Ume Ezeoke, reports.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, presides over the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting. At a joint news conference after the meeting, which was held behind closed doors, the Minister of Health announced that over 6 trillion naira has been approved by the Council to re-engineer the health sector and achieve a 31% reduction in maternal mortality.
The plan essentially has 5 strategic pillars and 15 priority areas. And these 5 strategic pillars include enabling environment for attainment of health sector goals, increase utilization of essential package of health care services, strengthening our health system, and protection from health emergencies, as well as health finance. In total, this new plan has 15 thematic areas, 48 strategic objectives, and 282 interventions that will help us to really improve the healthcare delivery that we offer our people. This plan will usher Nigeria into a new era, and Council, in its wisdom, approved this plan for implementation.
On the outbreak of cholera in some northern states, the minister explains efforts to eliminate it.
We are working with African health ministers. Last week we were in Senegal. We are developing a robust plan to banish cholera in the next 5 years. And we will get it done.
All of these contracts.
Under Power, Council approves 5 billion naira for 14 kilometers road construction in Akwa Ibom State, among others.
The Abaji, Wagolada Road. It was awarded in 2006, re-awarded in 2011. It's now we are talking of completion. That is about 13 or 15 years after the award.
As the federal government rolls out approvals across sectors, implementation becomes key for Nigerians to improve on the standard of living. From the presidential villa, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
Now, away from health matters, when you hear the term restructuring, what comes to your mind? Well, that has been the subject on the front burner of the national stage for several years. But now some prominent Nigerians are saying we need to restructure Nigeria and it must be done urgently. Our political correspondent, Sheon Okimbaloe, brings some perspectives, especially on how the nation can fix this challenge.
Restructuring is perhaps one of the most popular political lexicon in over 3 decades, with at least 3 national conferences to show for no action in the eye of the intense debate of several years. Millions of taxpayer money spent to bring Nigerians together to fix what many have described as a faulty political structure. Even the ruling APC wanted to fix it in their own way with the True Federalism Committee, the report they brought out after several months still waiting for execution. Recently, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been vocal about the restructuring matter, but Professor Osinbajo was quick to set the record straight. Here, the topic is again getting attention. It is the annual Bishop Mike Okonkwo lecture as speakers focus on the unity of the nation. Mr. Femi Falana, a popular Nigerian senior lawyer, is a keynote speaker. Mr. Falana made it clear on the sort of restructuring Nigeria urgently needs.
The restructuring I'm talking about is not the one that will put more money in the pocket of rulers. It is a restructuring that will transfer the enormous power and center. That is my solution here. What is of urgency now is restructure. I agree with the question. Everybody can be allowed to mind his own business. Our country will be better for it. But if you want to create a local government in Lagos, why must you go to Abuja?
Mr. Falana drove further into the heart of the matter. For him, state policing is important.
You have brought a policeman from Sokoto like colonials do, and you take somebody from Lagos to Sokoto. Again, like the chairman told us, policing begins with intelligent gathering. I support state police, but the state police shall only be funded by the state. I will not support the police commissioner and the DPO appointed by the government.
The president of the Igbo socio-political group of Haneze Indigbo, Chief John Unwodo, was rather pointed and direct.
Restructuring was very critical to renewing our country. I think the more that was in government and we didn't remember it yesterday. What is important is what we must do today. If we don't restructure this country, it will fail. It is already failing.
Thought-provoking conversations stating the expediency of the call, the organizer gives another twist to the conversation, the way forward.
concerning our economy is not because there is no money in the land, but because we have lived above our means over the years.
Some will say it has been motion without actual movement. Same can be said of how restructuring Nigeria has been described as urgent from several years, yet nothing is done. Seun Okimaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
President Muhammadu Buhari's bid to seek re-election in 2019 got a boost as his group of supporters obtained the expression of interest and nomination forms for him today at the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress in Abuja. Members of the group, the Nigeria Consolidation Ambassador Network, paid a sum of 45.5 million naira for the forms, which were thereafter presented to the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Adams Oshiomhole. The group's action comes barely 24 hours after the formal announcement of the dates for the APC primaries and fees for forms for various political positions by the ruling party. The national coordinator of the group, Sunisi Musa, says their members across the country decided to pool their resources together to do this for the president because he enjoys enough goodwill amongst them. The group says it believes in the president, who declared his interest to run for a second term some months ago, because he has worked to lay a foundation for a greater and more prosperous nation. Meanwhile, the opposition People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has extended the deadline for the sale and collection of presidential, governorship, and National Assembly nomination forms from September the 6th to September the 10th, 2018. A statement by the party's spokesman, Mr. Kola Ologbodiyan, says aspirants for the listed positions are to submit their duly completed forms at the designated offices not later than Tuesday, September the 11th, 2018. He, however, says that the extension does not apply to aspirants for State House of Assembly positions who are still expected to submit their duly completed forms at designated places not later than September the 6th, 2018. In part two, after the break, police authorities parade informants who gave tip-off on the search of Chief Edwin Clark's house in Abuja. That's in a moment. Do stay on with us.